Can you maybe talk about Mosaic authorship? Is there evidence that Moses is the author?
Well, it's too much to, I can't prove Mosaic authorship in some kind of like scientific historical sense. We need, much more. It's difficult to do that for any ancient document,
Mm.
so you'd have to have a level of evidence that, is probably not available because it's all been destroyed.
Mm.
What I can do is provide evidence that would push the date of the Pentateuch at least back into the pre-monarchic period.
Mm.
And one of the major pieces of evidence for that is nothing in the Pentateuch reflects the history or the theological development of the people of Israel from the time of David on. Okay, from the time of David on, you have the rise of Jerusalem as the sacred capital of the people of Israel, and you have the rise of what we call Zion theology, which is a set of expectations that are all gathered around the sacred site of the holy city Jerusalem, the sacred temple, and the sacred king, who is the descendant of David, the son of David. And of course, that's the matrix that Jesus comes to fulfill. The New Testament is emphatic that Jesus is the son of David and that his body is the temple, John 2:21, and he gathers around himself the New Jerusalem, which is the church. So the whole message of the new covenant of the Gospels is based on that, Zion theology. Well, you just don't find that anywhere in the Pentateuch. Okay, in fact, the city Jerusalem, the term Zion, the word temple never occur anywhere in the Pentateuch. And what that tells us is that the Pentateuch was not edited from the time of David on, because there's wonderful places in the Pentateuch where you could make a few editorial comments that would just elicit the connection of the text with Jerusalem. For example, Jerusalem is mentioned in Genesis 14, but using an archaic name for it, the name Salem. So anybody editing the Pentateuch from the time of David on would surely have gone in there and added just a little clarifying gloss, very justifiable, and saying, well, this is Jerusalem, so that later readers could understand. Likewise, the place where Abraham sacrificed Isaac in Genesis 22 isn't indeed the place where the temple was later built, but there's no indication in the text of Genesis 22 of that direct connection with the Jerusalem temple.